On the 15th of July 2026, Zambia lost one of its most unusual, most brilliant, and most candid sons, Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott, agriculturist, politician, vice president, acting president, farmer, writer. Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott was born in Livingstone on the 1st of June 1944. He died in Lusaka at his farm, aged 82. In his life, he crossed lines that many said could not be crossed. He became the first white vice president of an independent African nation, and for 89 days he became the first white head of state in mainland Africa since 1989. This is the story of Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott, a story in black and white, a Zambian story. Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott was born on 1st June 1944 in Livingstone, Batoka Province, then Northern Rhodesia, now Zambia. He was the son of Dr. Alexander Alex Scott and Mrs. Grace Scott, who was a trained nurse, who immigrated from England to Northern Rhodesia, now Zambia. She married Dr. Alexander Alex Scott, a Scottish physician. Dr. Guy Scott's father was not just a doctor. He was a founder of the Central African Mail, now the Zambia Daily Mail. In February 1960, Dr. Alexander Scott, alongside British publisher David Astor and investor Richard Seymour Hall, founded the newspaper, first called the African Mail and later the Central African Mail. Today, we know it as the Zambia Daily Mail. Dr. Guy Scott's father, Dr. Alexander Alex Scott, was also an independent member of parliament for Lusaka in the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyansaland. In 1953 in London, Dr. Alex Scott stood for a photograph with Harry Mwanga Nkumbula, Chief Musokotwane, Dr. Hastings Kamuzubanda, and Lawrence Katilungu. They had traveled to London to speak against the Federation. So Guy Scott grew up in a house where politics and principle were served at the dinner table. He was educated at the University of Cambridge, the University of Sussex, and the University of Oxford. An agricultural economist by training, but politics was in his blood. In 1990, Dr. Guy Scott joined the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, the MMD. He was elected chair of its Agricultural Committee. 1 year later, in the historic 1991 general election, he was elected Member of Parliament for Mpika Central. President Frederick Chiluba then appointed him Minister of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries. It was the hardest job in government at the time. In January and February 1992, Zambia faced what was called the drought of the century. There was no reserve maize in Zambia, none in Southern Africa. So, Dr. Scott had to arrange emergency imports, move food across dilapidated rail and road networks to feed the nation. He then oversaw the drought recovery, leading to the bumper harvest of 1992 to 1993. But politics is never smooth. On the 15th of April 1993, President Chiluba sacked him. In 1996, Dr. Scott resigned from the MMD. He formed the Lima Party with Ben Kapita. Later, he helped merge it into the Zambia Alliance for Progress. He stepped away, he found, but he never left public life. In 2001, he returned. He joined the Patriotic Front. In 2006, the people of Lusaka Central sent him back to Parliament. He would serve as Member of Parliament for Lusaka Central from 2006 to 2016. Then came 20th September 2011. a presidential election. Michael Sata of the Patriotic Front won in a landslide over Rupiah Banda of the MMD. On the 29th of September 2011, Dr. Guy Scott was sworn in as the 12th Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. He was the first white Zambian to hold that office since independence. Shortly after, in an interview with The Guardian, he said words that defined him, and I quote, "I have long suspected Zambia is moving from a post-colonial to a cosmopolitan condition. People's minds are changing. They're no longer sitting back and dwelling on what was wrong about colonialism." End of quote. He also recalled meeting former US President George W. Bush in 2012, and I quote, "When they introduced me as Vice President, he thought they were kidding." End of quote. For 3 years, he served as deputy to Michael Sata, outspoken, unfiltered, loyal. On October 28, 2014, President Michael Sata died in office. According to Article 38 of the Constitution of Zambia, the Vice President becomes acting president for no more than 90 days. An election must be held. On the 29th of October 2014, Dr. Guy Scott was sworn in as acting president of Zambia. With that oath, he made history. He became the first head of state of European descent in mainland Africa since F.W. de Klerk in 1989. But there was a problem. Article 34 of the Constitution of Zambia required that both parents of a presidential candidate be Zambian by birth or descent. Scott's parents were Scottish and English immigrants. That clause had been put in place years earlier to prevent Kenneth Kaunda from running again. It now prevented Scott. He was ineligible to stand for the presidency, and so he did not. His 89 days were not easy. On the 3rd of November 2014, he dismissed Edgar Lungu as Secretary General of the Patriotic Front. He reinstated him a day later after protests in Lusaka. On the 17th of December 2014, he rejected calls from cabinet members asking him to resign. He held the office. He kept the government running until the 25th of January 2015, when Edgar Lungu won the by-election and was sworn in as Zambia's 60th president. After 2015, Dr. Guy Scott left frontline politics. He left the Patriotic Front before the 2016 general election. In 2019, he wrote a book entitled Adventures in Zambian Politics, a story in black and white. Part memoir, part history of Zambia, told his trademarks honesty and humor. In March 2021, he joined the United Party for National Development, the UPND. Party President Hakainde Hichilema appointed him as chief consultant and member of the National Management Committee. Even in his 70s, he was still advising, still farming, still speaking his mind. He was married to Charlotte Harlot since 1994 and is a father of 4. He lived the life he preached, service without apology. Dr. Guy Scott was not a typical politician. He was an economist who managed a national drought, a white man who became vice president in Black Africa, an acting president who respected the Constitution enough not to bend it for himself, a writer who titled his own story, a story in black and white. He once said Zambia was moving beyond colonialism. His own life proved it. From a boy in Livingstone, son of the founder of the Daily Mail, to a minister in 1991, to vice president in 2011, to acting president in 2014. Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott served Zambia for over 30 years. He died on July 15, 2026 in Lusaka at his farm, aged 82. Zambia will remember him not for the color of his skin, but for the content of his service. Rest in peace, Mr. Vice President. Rest in peace, Dr. Guy Lindsay Scott. This production was narrated, produced, and scripted by Felicitas Chipago.